I'm going to solve this equation here by taking square roots. First thing to do is get the x squared all by itself. We're going to have to subtract away the 3 there. So now on the left side I only have 2x squared. That's equal to negative 34 minus 3, that'd be negative 37. Then to get the x squared all by itself, finish that, I'll divide both sides by 2. I'll cancel out the 2 there, so I just have 1x squared left on the left side. That's equal to negative 37 divided by 2. I'm then going to go ahead and get rid of the square on the x squared by square rooting both sides of this equation here. Once again, don't forget a plus and a minus sign to account for the fact that x could have been positive or negative. We now just have x only on the left side is equal to plus or minus the square root of negative 37 over 2. So we've solved for x now, but once again this is not the form that mathematicians wanted in. So we're going to take the square root of negative 37 over 2, and the first step to rationalize this fraction is we're going to bring the radical down to both the numerator and to the denominator. We don't want the radical in the denominator, so here's actually the rationalizing step. We're going to go ahead and multiply both the top and bottom by this expression by the square root of 2. And this will not change the value of this expression, because technically we're multiplying by 1. Anything divided by itself is 1. So don't worry, this isn't going to change the value of what we have. We can then multiply the bottom there. The square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is just 2. We'll get into the reasoning behind that in another video. But the square root of 2 times the square root of 2 is just 2. The square root of negative 37 times the square root of 2, that would be the square root of negative 74. And the last thing I can do is I can just go ahead and write the square root of negative 74. Now, there's no perfect squares that actually can be factored out of 74. So I'm just going to write this as the square root of 74, and the negative, the square root of the negative 1 or negative, it's just going to become I there at the end. Okay, that's over 2. And so that's our final answer there with a plus or minus. And we'll just put x is equal to plus or minus the square root of 74i over 2. Once again, I do need to probably clarify. The square root of the negative 74, we can break that up as the square root of